Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, YouTube and Gab and all that. I'm here to talk about silver and also things you probably ought to have, some chickens, something to produce some food for yourself, you know. I got a few things, chickens and ducks. I'm not saying the world's gonna collapse and fiat's gonna collapse. Well, I am saying that. And on our walk today, we're just gonna talk about that. Because it's gonna eventually happen. You know, no nation, no currency lasts forever. But what does last forever is tangible assets like gold and silver. And I personally like to be in, the digital stuff too, because it's brand new and it's been working out pretty good for those guys. And it's worked out really good for me too. And you want to have a garden too, like that. And I'm just now starting on that. It's a work in progress. Trying to keep the critters out is one of the biggest problems, even my own critters. So I've noticed that the price of silver has gone up. Went over the $30 mark. And you see it. I seen it on Gab today. I was just scrolling along and someone wants to know how to get into gold. Get into silver actually. And that's what we're here to talk about as well. Because when the price does hit mile markers like it has, Friday evening, it's hit another mile marker over $31, getting close to 32, wasn't it? I believe so. And that's when people are really going to start looking at the price as the price moves, and they're late to the game. Not too late. I still think silver's a great opportunity, but they are a little late. Oh, I wish you could see that little hummingbird, but I'm not here to do that. So as the price rises, it attracts buyers, and we're going to see that. We're going to see it go on a parabolic run, kind of like you see with the cryptocurrency markets. People start buying, and people get that mentality to where they want to chase those green candles. They're like, ooh, it's going up. I can't miss this. And we're right at the start of that. I don't know where it's going to go. Is it only going to hit $60 again? I'm saying only, but those are some good returns. Even if you start today and you're buying your silver for, at a premium from the coin and bullion store, and you're paying 30, it can't be less than 34 or 35 bucks at this point. And if you're in the selling market, like I've sold a tiny amount lately, you're going to get pretty good money for it depending on what you paid for it. And if you've done it for a while and you're very patient and you've been here for 10, 20 years, I've been here for over 10. I'm a pretty young guy, so you might as well take a little profit. I mean, just to know you did. I mean, it depends on what you're here for. Everyone thinks the dollar's going to collapse, and it's going to. But, the Federal Reserve and our government, as it is right now, you know how they kick the can down the road. They've got all types of stuff in their toolbox or in their quiver, however they want to put it at the time. They've got many arrows in their quiver. They got many tools in their toolbox. And they could just keep on letting it roll. and it does roll right downhill. And that's what inflation is. We see that, prices are rising not because the corporations are greedy, but there's just more money. The more they print of this money, there's more money in the market that is chasing less and less goods and services. And we know they don't want us to know that the population is declining rather than expanding. They want us to be worried about the expansion of the population, but it's actually declining. So the more money that's out there and there's less goods and services, it won't add up. There's just too much of it out there. They would have to do something that they do. They'll have to use a tactic that they use in the cryptocurrency communities, which is a burn mechanism. They're going to have to burn the dollar, or at least take a good supply of it off the market. And for the beginners out there and just getting into gold and silver and wanting to know, it's not a hard thing to do. I mean, it's just a little bit of work to research this stuff and what you need. One guy was asking there on Gab today that they want to get in, but they don't know what to buy. Well, I could tell you what not to buy is you don't want to buy a story. You don't want to buy a coin that's, 250 years old that was found in a shipwreck at the bottom of the sea. Those are called numismatics, and they're collectibles, and you might be able to turn a profit on those if you know what you're doing. But you're an amateur, so don't buy those. Wow, that was a big boom. I wonder what they're shooting. So you don't want to buy numismatics. You want to buy, I personally like bullion myself. That's what I mostly collect. And there's times you'll get lucky, and if you've been a part of the silver community and the coin community, that you'll get lucky and you'll find a shop that I've noticed more and more these days, that like antique stores and coin dealers, they actually don't know what they got sometimes. But let's stick with the bullion for the amateurs just getting in, just getting started. That's your safest bet. I don't know if you've heard of it's a doctor. He does I've seen people on Gab mention him before. I forget his name, but he's on Alex Jones. He's an Alex Jones sponsor, and most of you guys, I'm sure you watch him or listen to him like I do. So yeah, that's a good spot to start. Is oh man, I wish Kirk Elliott Precious Metals, KPM.com. Kirk Elliott Precious Metals. I'm sorry, I'm butchering this to all hell. But okay, that's for the amateurs. And here's something for the guys that like the eye candy, the guys that like the stories that are being sold. We've got precious metal out there on the market, and you could go to the coin stores, and those coin guys don't know as much as we do. Or even pawn shops. That's where I've gotten my best luck, is at the pawn shops. I've gone there and looked around, and most of the time you find very little to nothing, and it's usually overpriced. But one day I went to look, and right here in my local pawn shop, there was a bunch of buffaloes, and they were marked up at the time. they were marked up quite a bit beyond the spot price at the time. So I asked them, why are those so high? And they told me that is when they bought it, that's what their profit margin had to be, which was okay, fine. You know, I'm not gonna buy them. That's not how I buy silver. But I asked that because I looked into their display case and there was 4 or 5 American Silver Eagles, and they were under spot. And I was like, well, how is this? I told them, you know, bag those up for me. They're going home with me. And I told them after I was paying for it, I'm like, I can't believe I got such a deal on Silver Eagles. And another time I was at a pawn shop. I just happened to be there, and they asked me what I was after. I told them I like silver, and they said, well, you're in luck. We just got in a bunch. And they did. They got in a bunch. They had, someone had a fire, and they recovered a bunch of silver, and they had some of those, I don't know what they are. They're 1 kilogram coins, U.S. coins from the U.S. Mint. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, so if you're seeing, I'm not looking at the screen, so if you're seeing a bunch of stupid stuff. But yeah, they had some cool stuff. They had the 1 kilogram U.S. coins, which are crazy, and a lot of them were ruined, and he was going to give them to me for spot price. So I mean, you could get really good deal. They weren't ruined. They still had the silver content that, okay, like I brought one with me, and I bought it at spot price, which I still got a really good deal. I'm trying to take it out of this bag I got it in, but that's kind of hard to do with one hand. So I'll just show you through the bag. And as you could see, that is, most of you know, a damaged American Eagle proof. And it does have some fire damage on it. And when I seen it, I was automatically thinking, yeah, I better take this one for spot price. I'm not going to try to attempt to clean it or anything. I just thought it was cool. Threw it in a bag, took it home. So when I got home, I got to looking at it some more. And what do you know? What do you know? My camera sucks. But let's see if you can see that mint mark right there. That is a West Point mint. You know, this is one of those things I tell amateurs to avoid. Coins with a story, you know, these shiny proof coins. But if you could get a deal like this, it's a great deal. If you could find people, you just got to stop by and look around at the store and see what's available. And if you know the stories and you know what you're looking at as, you know, a coin buyer and aficionado or whatnot, then you get great deals every now and then from. But like I said, I'm here for the amateur, trying to get them started, and I just say stay away from these West Point mint proofs. They're not going to be worth any more in a dollar collapse, let me tell you that. If that's something you're worried about, coins with a story or bars with a story, like the ones that are higher price, like the Englehards and the Scottsdale mints, those aren't going to do you any better unless the economy is good and people are buying stuff. Those are going to be worth the same, whatever the standard price of the time of the collapse happens to be. I don't care if it's, you know, only, I don't know, let's just say $400, $400 or $500. You know, I've done a little research on this, and if you go and look at the 5-year chart on Venezuela silver charts, the 5-year Venezuelan silver chart, you will see, and I heard something about that. There was a currency rebalance or whatever, and they supposedly burnt a bunch of bolivars. I don't buy it because the move was too big. But if you look at that chart, you'll see that it goes down from like, I think it was like 8,000 bolivars an ounce, and it hits all the way up to like 80,000 or 8 million bolivars. The chart is off, you know, it's just wacky crazy. That's how bad, you know, it'll be here in the United States if we ever see this, and we will. It's a matter of time. I don't know if it's, you know, like I said before, we don't know if it's going to happen next year or in 30 years or 50 years. So just look at that Venezuelan chart though, and that tells you something. In Venezuela, you could live like a king for a few months if you have 10 ounces of silver in your pocket when you get off the plane. It is amazing, really. Months, I'm telling you. And that'll be here too. If and when the dollar does collapse, it'll be the exact same thing. They'll try all types of, like they did in Venezuela. Like I was telling you on this chart, you could see the manipulation. So I guess that's what I wanted to talk about today, and you know, we could be thankful, I guess, that the price of silver is going up, but we all know it's not a great thing. But you know, it's nice to see after we've been talking about it and speculating for years and years and telling people about what's going to happen. So that's all I got for today. You know, leave me a comment, hit the like button, subscribe if you'd like to. And if you made it to the end here, I want to give away that damaged Silver Eagle West Point Mint. So if you made it to the end and you share this with 50 people, and it gets to 50 people with likes and comments, everyone who comments, if I get 50 people that comment, I'll randomly go through that, scroll through all the comments, and I will pick one random winner, and you will receive that coin. So good luck, and have a great day.